My child, the sending I have placed upon your life does not only touch the days you are living now, but reaches far into seasons you have never seen, flows through generations that have not yet cried their first cry into the world, and leaves a mark in eternity through the things you may think are small today. When I call you to rise, to step out, to be faithful in doing good, and obedient in hidden places, you are not only changing yourself, you are sowing holy seeds into the soil of the future. Some of your prayers today will become shade for your descendants in days to come. Some of the times you choose forgiveness instead of holding bitterness will break a painful cycle in the stream of life ahead. Some of your quiet acts of love will open the way for someone to be lifted up, even though you may never know their name and never hear gratitude from their lips. My child, do not underestimate an ordinary day lived in obedience. In your eyes, it may be only a morning when you kneel down to pray in weariness, a conversation in which you choose to speak with gentleness, a time when you help someone with no one watching, a decision to refuse what is wrong, though it offers immediate benefit. But in my eyes, these things are not small at all. They are like stones being laid down to build a road that those who come after you will walk upon. You may not see the harvest immediately, but a seed that has been sown does not disappear. I hold each seed in my hand, water it with grace, protect it from destruction, and at the right time, I cause it to sprout in ways beyond your imagination. Understand that being sent is not merely an outward assignment, not merely the place you go, the work you do, the words you speak, or the role you take among people. Being sent begins with a heart that knows it belongs to me, and then it spreads through even the smallest choices. When you live uprightly in a room where no one sees, that too is ascending. When you keep your heart faithful in days when no one encourages you, that too is ascending. When you still ask for good for the one who wounded you, that too is ascending. When you sow peace into a place full of conflict, bring light into weariness, and place kindness into hardened places, you are allowing me to use your life like a quiet lamp without noise, yet still able to dispel darkness. Perhaps you once thought that legacy meant only the things people can see, a great inheritance, a name that is remembered, a work that is recorded, an achievement that is honored. But my beloved child, before me, true legacy is much deeper than that. Legacy is the atmosphere of faith you leave in your family. Legacy is the way you teach those after you to love what is true, to choose purity, to rise after falling, and to lean on me when life becomes difficult to understand. Legacy is the prayer you sow in nights no one knows about, the tears you do not use for complaint, but lift up to me, the perseverance you keep when everything around you urges you to give up. These things are not erased by time, for I record them with my justice and my love. Remember, my child, some people are blessed today because someone before them was quietly faithful. Some doors open in a person's life because many years earlier, someone else persevered in intercession. Some families are kept from falling apart because someone in the line of life chose forgiveness instead of passing down bitterness. Some children grow up in the light because parents, grandparents, or someone hidden from view cleansed the darkness from their home and decided to make me the foundation. Do you see? The obedience of one person can become a shelter for many. A faithful heart can change the direction of an entire stream. A life willing to be led by me can become a blessing that extends through many seasons. Therefore, when I send you, I do not look only at the immediate results. I look at the chain of influence you cannot yet measure. You see one action, I see a harvest. You see one word, I see a seed. You see one weary day, I see a foundation stone. You see one act of endurance and gentleness, I see a protective wall being built for the future. Do not let delay make you doubt the value of what you are doing. Not every tree planted today gives shade tomorrow. But if it is planted in me, it will not be useless. Some trees need time for their roots to cling deeply, their trunks to rise high, their branches to spread wide, until one day someone else comes to rest beneath their shade, without knowing that you once planted it with faithfulness and tears. Do not compare your sending with that of another. Some are called to stand before crowds. Some are called to quietly guard a home. Some sow through powerful words. Some sow through a gentle presence. Some open a way in wide places. Some open a way within a small family, among a few people, or in work that seems ordinary. But what I seek in you is not prominence, but faithfulness. A candle placed exactly where I desire can guide someone who is lost. A gentle hand extended at the right moment can keep someone from collapsing. A prayer rising from a pure heart can touch places your feet have never reached. I know there are times when you grow tired because you feel that no one recognizes what you do. You wonder whether hidden service has any meaning, whether small sacrifices are remembered, whether your obedience in monotonous days truly creates anything at all. Hear me speak to you with the tenderness of a father. No good thing you do in me is forgotten. No tear that falls before me is considered meaningless. No plea that comes from trust disappears into emptiness. I gather them, preserve them, and place them in their proper position within a greater plan. You may see only one small part of the picture, but I see the whole tapestry being woven with the threads of your faithfulness. The world often pours its strength into building things that easily fade: praise, fame, wealth, status, fleeting marks that time can blur. These things are not always evil, but if they become the foundation, they will not hold you when strong winds blow. I call you to build upon the rock of obedience, love, mercy, and faithfulness. That work is not rotted by the years, not swept away by human judgment, not buried when you leave this earth. What is built in me will continue to shine in the way I appoint, even when your name is not mentioned, even when your hands have rested from labor. So then, my beloved child, keep walking in your sending with courage and tenderness. Pray as though your prayers are opening the way for people you have not yet met. Forgive as though that forgiveness is setting an entire line of life free from old chains. Love as though every gesture of kindness is a seed into which I breathe life. Serve as though I myself am receiving what you do in secret. And when you feel small, remember that in my hands, what is small can become the beginning of a great season of blessing. You do not need to see all the results in order to be called faithful. You only need to walk with me today. Do what I place before you today, and trust that I will bring every seed into harvest at the appointed time. Through you, I am building a legacy that does not belong only to the present, but reaches into days far beyond you. Therefore, do not lose heart. Do not despise your portion. Do not withdraw simply because you have not yet seen fruit. Every step of obedience leaves a footprint on the road of grace. Every pure choice places another stone in the foundation of the future house. Every time you say yes to me, even with a trembling voice, heaven records it as a beautiful echo. Keep going, my child. I am with you in this sending, and what I sow through your life will continue to bear fruit far beyond your sight, far beyond your years, and will remain in my eternal light. My child, I am calling you into a deeper holy dimension, where your life is not only comforted, not only lifted up, but also set apart completely for my light. Holiness is not a distant mountain reserved only for a few specially chosen ones, nor is it a formal garment you wear only in hours of prayer or on days when your heart feels fervent. Holiness is the invitation I place before every child who belongs to me. It is the path I want you to walk in every thought, every word, and every hidden choice no one sees. My child, holiness does not only mean staying away from obvious wrongdoing. Holiness also means allowing your whole heart to be directed toward me without division, allowing your mind to be soaked in truth, your hands to choose what is pure, and your eyes to turn away from what dims the light within you. It is not only what you refuse, but what you love, not only the door you close, but the arms you open to embrace me. And because I love you, I do not want you to be naive before small things that seem harmless. Darkness does not always come with a violent roar or a blatant invitation that you can easily recognize. Often it comes like a thin layer of dust upon the altar of your heart, a little compromise today, a little laziness tomorrow, one time ignoring the reminder within, a small habit you justify by saying it does not matter. At first, these things seem light as dust, but if you allow them to accumulate, they will cover your sensitivity, make the inner eyes grow cloudy, and cause the flame of your love for me to no longer burn as brightly as it did at first. Therefore, holiness is not cold severity, but the loving work I do for you each day. I wipe away the dust clinging to your heart so that you may shine again, become clear again, and be light enough to hear my voice. The world around you is constantly sowing seeds. My beloved child, the things you watch on a screen, the sounds you allow to echo in your room, the conversations you take part in, the people you allow to influence your thoughts, all of these quietly sow something into your heart. There are seeds that bring peace, kindness, wisdom, and courage. But there are also seeds that, if you are not watchful, will grow into thorns of distorted desire, envy, bitterness, pride, and indifference. Nothing enters you without leaving some trace. For this reason, I teach you discernment not so that you may live in fear, but so that you may live in freedom. Holiness is offensive grace around the garden of your heart, keeping harmful things from secretly taking root, so that what I have planted may have room to grow, blossom, and bear good fruit. Understand that being set apart for me does not mean being separated from joy, but being led into a purer source of joy. Many people think holiness is loss, that it means having to give up the things that make life less dull, that it means shutting oneself away from every pleasure. But I tell you, whatever draws you away from me never truly makes you free. There are joys that glitter outwardly yet leave emptiness within. There are conversations that seem carefree yet quietly harden the heart. There are habits considered normal that little by little pull you away from peace. When I invite you to let go, it is not because I want to take away what is good for you, but because I want to save you from what will weaken you. My hand does not rob, my hand protects. My reminder is not meant to bind you, but to open the door for you to enter the wide space of purity. From ancient days, I have called those who belong to me to live differently in the world, not so that they may become proud, not so that they may despise others, but so that through them my light may be recognized. Holy difference is not a rigid appearance or condemning speech, but the fragrance of a life in which I dwell. When you choose honesty in a place where people easily deceive, when you keep your heart tender where people answer one another with bitterness, when you keep your eyes clear where others consider impurity normal, when you quietly remain faithful in small things, then your life is speaking of me in a language stronger than words. Others may not understand immediately. They may mock you or think you are too different. But light does not need permission from darkness in order to shine. You only need to remain in me, and my presence will make your life a gentle sign. I know there will be times when it feels difficult, There are environments that weary you because you must guard yourself. There are invitations that make you hesitate, pressures that make you fear being separated from the crowd, moments when you wonder whether living purely is worth the cost. My child, I see every small battle. I see when you quietly walk away from an unwholesome conversation, when you turn off an image you should not look at, when you refuse an easy but dishonest path, when you return to prayer instead of chasing after what disturbs your heart. Not one hidden choice of yours is treated lightly by me. The victories no one knows about still shine brightly before me. And every time you choose me, amid the things that pull at you, your heart becomes stronger. But I also want you to know that I do not demand that you become perfect in a single moment. I do not stand far away measuring you with emotionless severity. I am your Father, and I know you were formed within limitations, weaknesses, and wounds that need healing. What I seek is not someone who has never been touched by dust, but a heart that knows how to return and be washed clean. When you stumble, do not remain lying in guilt. When you accidentally allow your heart to be pulled away, do not hide from me. Come near. Speak truthfully to me. Let my light touch the place you want to conceal. Holiness does not grow from pretending, but from a humble heart that knows how to open the door for me to enter. I do not drive you away because you are weak. I lift you so you can learn to walk more firmly. The more you live in holiness, the more you will recognize a hidden strength the world cannot give. Your mind will become clearer, your heart lighter, and your ability to discern will become sharper. You will recognize that some things that once attracted you no longer have the same power. You will hear my voice more clearly amid the noise, know how to stop before taking a wrong step, and feel peace when choosing the path I lead. Purity makes you free, because you are no longer pulled along by every outward call. It makes you steadfast, because you no longer live by the approval of the crowd. It makes you gently radiant, because within you there is no longer darkness you are trying to hide. Therefore, my beloved child, courageously step into the season of being set apart that I am opening before you. Do not fear being different if that difference brings you closer to me. Do not mourn the things you must release if they only bring brief pleasure while taking away lasting peace. Do not let small compromises become a bridge for darkness to enter the place that should belong to the light. Let me purify your thoughts, heal your emotions, renew your desires, and reorder the priorities of your life. Allow my word to shine into every hidden room of your heart, not to shame you, but so that every place within you may be filled with life. I am with you on this journey. I do not call you to be holy and then leave you to manage on your own. I walk beside you, remind you, lift you, teach you discernment, and give you strength from day to day. Every morning is a new opportunity for you to choose the light. Every temptation is a place where my grace can reveal its power. Every time you return is a time when my love renews you. Live as one who belongs to me, not through an outward appearance of piety, but through a pure heart, sincere love, deep humility, and faithfulness in small things. When you live this way, your life will not need to be loud, and yet it will still carry power to move hearts. It will not need self-exaltation, and yet it will still shine. It will not need to chase after the world, and yet it will still be filled with joy. My child, let holiness become your quiet beauty, so that through you, others may sense that I am the one who is living, loving, keeping, and transforming all things by my gentle light. My beloved child, as we close this journey of meditating on the cross, I want you to see that it is not merely a sacred milestone belonging to the past, but the key that opens every hidden door in your life today. The cross is where righteousness and mercy meet. where sin is exposed, yet humanity is not abandoned, where forgiveness is proclaimed not by weightless words, but by love that went to the very end. Do not look at the cross as a distant symbol hanging in the memory of faith. Look at it as the light that is still shining into every decision, every wound, and every quiet battle within your heart. For at the cross, you are not only forgiven, you are named anew, given a new identity, and invited to step out of a life revolving around yourself and into a life belonging to the one who loved you with a love that held nothing back. You often think the cross is only the price my son paid in your place. And that is true, but it is not the whole truth. The cross is also a call resounding through your life, inviting you to walk the path of surrender. When my son calls those who follow him to deny themselves and take up their cross each day, he is not calling you into meaningless suffering, nor placing upon you a burden meant to exhaust you. He is showing you the way to true freedom, the way of letting go of the hardened self, letting go of the need to always be right, always be praised, always be at the center, so that my will may become the highest direction. To deny yourself is not to lose yourself, but to allow yourself to be found again as the person I created you to be, humble, pure, strong in love, and free from the chains of selfishness. The cross, therefore, is not only the place where you are comforted, but the place where you are transformed from the very root. I do not want merely to clean the outside so that you appear fine in the eyes of others. I want to touch the deepest rooms within you, where fear once dwelt, where guilt once whispered, where old habits once built high walls. There are things you thought had become part of your nature, but under the light of the cross, you will realize they are only broken chains you have grown used to carrying. You no longer have to live as one defined by the past. You no longer have to bow your head before accusations that have lost their authority over you. The cross declares that the old is no longer permitted to rule you, because grace has opened the way for you to enter new life. Perhaps you still say to me, in moments of weakness, "Father, if I have been set free, why do I still stumble, still grow tired, still have days when my heart leans toward the old?" My child, I hear that question with mercy. The journey of following the cross is not instant perfection, but the process by which I patiently renew you day by day. Do not mistake one stumble for final defeat. Do not use today's weakness to deny the victory that has already been given. When you fall and know how to return, that is a sign that grace is still working within you. When you grieve over what is wrong, that is a sign your heart remains tender before my voice. Each time you return to the cross, you do not need to seek a new redemption, but to remember that this love is enough. That holy blood is enough. That mercy is still enough to lift you up again. The cross also teaches you a deep mystery. True life often springs forth from the things you are willing to let die. A seed cannot remain whole in the palm of the hand and still bear fruit. It must fall into the soil, be buried, and let its outer shell break so that the life within may rise. Your life is the same. There are small deaths I invite you to pass through each day, dying to the pride that wants to win, dying to the anger that wants to strike back, dying to ambition that seeks only personal glory, dying to the habit of holding tightly to the things I am calling you to release. At first, these deaths may hurt, because the self does not easily make room for grace. But from that very place, new life begins to blossom, a deeper peace, a wider love, a joy that does not depend on circumstances, and a purpose no longer led by temporary things. My beloved child, do not fear the way of the cross. The world may look at it and think it is the way of loss, but in my eyes, it is the way that leads to fullness. When you forgive, instead of nurturing bitterness, you do not lose. You are set free. When you choose humility instead of self-exaltation, you do not become smaller. You become more like my son. When you quietly do what is right, even when no one sees, you are not forgotten. I see you, and the true reward is never lost. The cross does not take joy away from you. It purifies joy from what is false. It does not steal freedom. It rescues you from the false freedom that takes you away from me while making you think you are living for yourself. Therefore, let the cross become the breath of your life. Not only something you remember in worship, but the light you carry into every conversation, every choice, every reaction. When you are wounded, look to the cross and learn to love without becoming bitter. When you are tempted by personal glory, look to the cross and remember that the way of my Son is the way of humility. When you are tired of living rightly, look to the cross and know that grace does not only forgive you, but also strengthens you to continue. I do not invite you to carry the cross alone. I walk with you in every step, lift you when you are weak, correct you when you stray, comfort you when you hurt, and rejoice when you choose the light. Now, close this meditation not with a passing emotion, but with a quiet response in your heart. Father, I belong to you. Let that confession lead you into a life of surrender that is gentle yet decisive. Do not keep the dark corners that the cross has illuminated. Do not embrace chains that love has already unlocked. Do not return to living as one who has never been called by a new name. You have been loved, redeemed, and invited into radiant life. Walk in that light, my beloved child. For the cross is not only the place where my Son died for you, but also the place where you learn to truly live for me. Close this stage of the journey with a peaceful heart, for I have walked with you through every worry, every tear, and every silence you thought no one understood. I did not call you here so that you would carry another burden, but so that you would recognize that my hand still rests upon your life with tenderness and steadfastness. What you have passed through is not meaningless, and the days when you thought you were weak have not been overlooked by me. I have used every dark season to teach you to treasure the light, every trial to make your heart softer, deeper, vida, and more dependent upon me. So do not leave this place with the old fear, and do not return to the worn paths that once made you weary. Keep walking as one who has been lifted up, reminded that you are not alone, and loved with a love that does not change. When tomorrow opens, perhaps everything will not immediately become easy, but you will be different, because within you, there is a stillness that comes from me. You will know how to pause before anger, how to remain silent before what does not deserve a response, how to choose purity instead of convenience, and how to trust even when your eyes have not yet seen the whole road. I want you to remember that grace does not come only in great moments, but also flows quietly through every small thing you do with an upright heart. A kind word, a courageous decision, a step back toward goodness, one act of forgiveness, one time you rise after stumbling. All of these are seen by me. No faithfulness is forgotten in my eyes. No tear falls without me cherishing it, and no quiet prayer of yours disappears into nothingness. For I hear, I know, and I am answering according to the best appointed time. Go in peace. My beloved child, let your heart shine like a lamp sheltered through the long night. I am before you to open the way, beside you to uphold you, and within every rhythm of your life to lead you toward life, hope, and love. From now on, you do not walk as one forgotten, but as one called by name, kept, blessed, and sent to become a gentle sign of my mercy in this world.